Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now. So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Subject som känner konstapappa konstapelina. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started.
Oh, that's a heck of a way to start the show. I thought I could get the phlegm out or whatever first, but I didn't. But I didn't. And it seems like we're all linked up that way, Ben. I'm moving. I'm shucking. I'm driving. I'm doing the robot. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Oh, see, it got a little janky there. That was too much movement for the old camera. Waiting on the new laptop. When we get it, boy, it should be full steam ahead. Live on the Twitter and the YouTube at the same time. Speeding up the Spotifyers and the Apple bottoms. We can keep dreaming, Ben.
We can
keep dreaming.
We can.
That new laptop, man. It's like a leg lamp. It's going to change everything. You don't know. You have any idea? You know leg lamp, right? Do you know leg lamp? You've seen A Christmas Story, I guess. No.
Yes. Yes, I've seen. That's. By the way, your six pack the other day for people that I was.
Listen to the radio show.
Tim. Yes.
That very
Tim,
small crossover.
Yeah.
Well, Barbalay's, it's.
I voted
you.
Christmas Story. My dad's made me watch every Christmas every year. So.
Yeah, he had Ralphie too low, and I think the Grinch is the number one holiday character of all time. It completely changed the usage of that word. Like, think about how many other characters are ripped off the Grinch. Now, is the Grinch ripping off Scrooge? And you want to put Ebenezer Scrooge first, I guess, because that's the same thing. Scrooge became a word, but I like the animated. I like the original Grinch.
I agree.
And so when you're putting the character in, you're putting the whole movie in.
Yeah, I agree.
This is Wanna Bet, where we eat lobsters and they're good. Chewing on the lobster's been good for me. Am I doing it because I'm superstitious? Bet your ass. So look, if you're new to the show, we wager all the sports we're interested in every day, and we try to distill our best work and our hardest work down to the plays that we share with you guys here. You can get all our plays on our Super Discord. A lot we don't put in here, maybe not as many as we used to, but you can go to our Twitter feed and find that. In our Twitter bios. First, second, third down, 3 favorite plays of the day. Then we get a little cute. Fourth down is either fourth and long-term bets, long shot bets, futures, or fourth and short, like maybe the first half under tonight. Overtime in football season is a football or football parlay every day. But if you're an OG like Ryan Mills, and you want to see Dog of the Day, you want to see Trend or Bend, some of these segments I created in hopes that they would be sold. Nothing's been sold. Nothing's been sold.
Thoroughly.
We can bring those back. Maybe not in football season, but maybe on a Spotify or up a bottom. Those one-offs we keep talking about that we'll get to, Ben, when we get the new laptop. The new laptop will change everything. Couple other items of business before we put up yesterday's show. Ben, as I told you briefly, I'm awaiting a schedule for Mateo's basketball tournament in Wilmington. I'm responsible for him Saturday. Sunday, Lauren's got him. I do not have times. I've been told first tip-off would be 11 a.m., which would mean we're rolling out of here by 8:30. So I just want to put it on your radar. I don't know if we double dip on Friday. I hope to have this scheduled by late tonight, but that's not guaranteed. And there's, we got a lot of weird tip-offs on a Saturday to begin with. So I don't know what your schedule's like on Saturday and how free you are, but Saturday could be janky for me. There's also a chance I do it from Wilmington. But I just don't know if we're playing 2 times or we're playing 3 times. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Right. Yeah. We'll figure it out closer. Tomorrow we'll probably have a better update for him.
I hope, but I'm not even sure I might not get the schedule till tomorrow. So, anyhow. I feel like there's something else we had to go over, but whatever. How did we do last night? That's 2 nights ago.
Okay. Well,
maybe 3 nights ago.
Was it 2
nights ago? If
nights
you don't
ago?
have it, dude, don't even.
No, I have it. I just thought I put it in here. It'll just give 1 second. Why don't you?
It's all good. No, I'm good with time. I'm not trying to sweat you or press you in any way.
No, I downloaded it.
Ben's doing a shitload of work here.
Let me.
It's just funny because there'll be the conspiracy theorist out there who I love.
Oh, we hit it. Yeah, you're right. That's why the most important.
That's why it just, yeah. That's why I got a chuckle out of it. And again, if we were out to do it, I think we would have picked one that wasn't, filled with red on my end. Okay, we had a sweat out the Drummond Gobert Minnesota parlay. And the sweatiest part was Minnesota scoring 119, Ben, which frankly, you could have told me they had 119 after 3 quarters against the Wizards, and I would have believed you. Drummond got 12 rebounds. We were good there. We played him at 10. We thought about taking it above 12.5. Glad we didn't. Gobert cleared the 10 rebounds in that parlay. We also hit Gobert 12 plus rebounds at plus 123. And we needed foul shots at the end from Minnesota to get over the 118.5. And after Conley, who hadn't missed a foul shot all year, missed 2 earlier in the game, Ben, I was afraid to look at the TV when I believe it was Julius Randle to get us over there. The college hoops parlay, look, did you know that those 2 kids were going to be out for UConn when we did this show yesterday?
No, I did not.
Yeah, me neither. The Duquesne part of that parlay, we hit easy. They crushed Towson, like I told you. And this is what I love about college sports, Ben. Ohio Bobcats at home shoot 2 of 17 behind the arc against Bethune-Cookman, who can't defend. Bethune-Cookman goes 8 of 15 from 3 at Ohio, and we lose that money line bet by 3 points. If Ohio goes 4 from 17 from behind the arc, we win. But I'm chewing the lobsters. We're starting to be a little smarter here. Beltway Ben, I know that you had some bad mojo go against you.
Yeah,
mostly Ant-Man, who couldn't hit a layup against the Wizards, whatever the hell that was.
Anthony, and that's my favorite player. I mean, Anthony Edwards is my favorite player. Didn't know that he'd be the one to screw me last night, especially after the first quarter. First quarter, he's killing it. I'm like, oh, this is no sweat.
And they scored like 38 in the first quarter. I'm like, they're going to score 138 tonight.
They were up 25 at one point, to which it got down to as low as 3 in the fourth quarter. It was just a weird game. Julius Randle was never a sweat. He had 4 boards in the first half. All we needed was 6. It could have been a lot worse of a night. I mean, we cashed our first quarter bet between Denny Avdia and Julius Randle. We cashed one of our overtime parlays. So those kind of offset it. But the college football parlay we also had lost. Listen, there's times where you start workshopping and things like that. The weird FanDuel, I love the betting that you can do it, but it's like 120, 125, and then the 150.
Yeah, they won't give you. Yeah, you can't move it yourself. You've got to take the preset numbers.
Right. So I had that 120, and then I wanted to give you guys a little bit better odds. I probably won't be doing this again for a while. Doing this again for a while, I mean, as in moving 5 different yards to change it 8 cents. So I move it by 5 yards, and they finish at 123. We need a 125. I was kicking myself all night until I fell asleep. Anthony Edwards has 18. We didn't get the 20 we needed. And then Marquette stormed back into the game late. They have a tie game with the basketball with 20 seconds left and a timeout. They didn't get a shot off. Shaka Smart, he's been a long coach in college basketball. He's well respected. To not have your team get a shot off in that spot with the way that you guys have been playing. Yeah. I mean, it was just pathetic. It was completely pathetic. And then they ended up getting blown out in overtime. So unfortunate loss there, but it is what it is.
Well, on to tonight. Again, you can add it up. We're still combined basically 50 units up since we launched this show. What's today? Is today the 21st? Is this exactly 6 months?
20.
No. Oh, you've got it. You've got the date right in front of me. That's what a moron I am.
I was worried.
It's literally right there.
I was worried I had.
And I'm asking you. So tomorrow is the 6-month anniversary show. Maybe we should do something special. Yeah. All right, you guys have been waiting long enough for these bets, and these shows have been going too long lately anyway. So, and that's on me. I'm a rambling man. We are going to start in Die Bundesliga. The mighty Bayern Munich back from international duty, where we saw hat-trick Harry Kane score for England again. Are you fired up to bet the World Cup, Beltway Ben? It's right around the corner. World Cup draw is like a week from today, or 2 weeks from today, I think.
I'll be honest. I don't bet much soccer. I might give out some soccer on here for the World Cup. Talking to people I well respect, like you, others. I don't bet much soccer. I will watch the World Cup, though. I like international sports. Like when teams are competing for their country, it's always fun to watch.
Well, look, we got a little too greedy with the the mighty men of Munich. And so we're dialing it back here. We're not making 3 plays on a match anymore. We're laying off hat-trick Harry Kane to score multiple goals. But we are going to stick with some of the things that made money for us. We like, for Spotifyers and Apple Bottomsers, Bayern half full, which means they lead at the half and they win the match. Our guy Harry Kane, hat-trick Harry Kane. We only need 1/3 of a hat trick here. Just a goal from Harry Kane. And Bayern to score 3 times. In case you forgot, when playing in the Allianz Arena, where Bayern is this weekend, they are 5-0 at home in die Bundesliga. We're not even going to count the Champions League where they destroyed people too. 5-0 at home. They have a plus 19 goal differential at home. Here's their halftime scores at home in die Bundesliga Beltway band at the half. 3-0, 1-0, 2-0, 4-0, 3-0. How about Freiburg on the road? 0-0, down by a goal, 0-0, up 1-0, down 1-0 at the half. Freiburg only have 13 goals in 10 matches. They cannot score. Better defensively than I thought they'd be, but they're a mid-table side at best. They're getting a healthy Bayern coming off an international break. And remember, Ben, last time we bet them, they dropped points for the first time all season. They're perfect. They're the dream of a completely perfect Bundesliga schedule is done. They had a draw. I like company to have them fired up here to play. Look, it's not like Freiburg's going around giving up 3 goals every weekend. They haven't. They also haven't faced Die Mannschaft of Munich in the Alliance yet either. So for plus 160, that's where we are on this match. It's time to get back on the good foot with Bayern. Why am I giving this out now? Because when I played this yesterday, it was plus 190. The closer we get to kickoff, which is 9:30 a.m. Saturday. And remember, we don't know when we're doing our Saturday show. It won't be 6 or 7, though. I wanted to get it to you before tomorrow. It'll be below plus 150, trust me.
I'm going to go to the NFL. I got 2 plays, same guy. We've done this, and last week we didn't have a lot of success with it. A lot of these Thursday night games, we haven't had success on the props in the past 2 weeks. Before that, we were killing it every game. But past 2 weeks, weird games, whatever. Khalil Shakir, over 43.5 receiving yards, and we're also going to play him over 4.5 receptions. Receiving yards, minus 110. Receptions, minus 110. Now, listen, I just like where his matchup is tonight. Kincaid's going to be out again. Keon Coleman, we have the off-the-field stuff going on. Nobody really knows what's happening, but it's being reported that they're going to bench him again, which is an odd situation. Is Shavers going to go for 90-plus receiving yards again? I don't buy that. I don't think there's much of a chance of it. Do I like him to catch one pass tonight? Yes, we'll get to that in overtime, but I don't see him having 90 receiving yards again in that type of weird thing. As good as Houston's defense is, they play a lot of zone, which is a deeper coverage, things like that, and there should be a lot of easy throws for Allen across the middle of the field, as there have been against some of the Texans matchups. Now, when you look at slot receivers against them, it's hard to really judge because you have guys like Sterling Shepard who, I mean, his role in Tampa, he's been solid this year, but he's not the go-to guy. Now, you also have Zay Flowers in Baltimore. We saw what he did against his Bills defense. Now, that is more of a go-to receiver, or against this Texans defense. That is more of a go-to receiver. He has 70-plus receiving yards against him. I think we could see that here with Khalil Shakir. They are allowing a slot reception rate of 40%. It's bottom 5 in the NFL. Khalil Shakir is a go-to guy for Josh Allen in these spots, and especially when you have a lot of his go-to targets out for this game. Now, a good thing with Shakir is the yak. We see him pick up a ton of it. I also like his receptions, though. It's not just the yak aspect for me for him.
Yeah.
We also always have the broken play. When Josh Allen finds those broken plays and finds receivers, Shakir is a lot of the times a guy, because he's so quick and he's hard to stay with for more than 5 seconds. As good as Houston's secondary is, Josh Allen is a difference maker when he can extend the play, get out of the pocket, and chuck the ball down to the field to a guy like Khalil Shakir. So again, for the listeners, I like him over 43.5 receiving yards, which you can get at minus 110. And then we also like his receptions over 4.5 at minus 110 as well.
I remember what I meant to point out before. I love what you did with the ticket. If you really glance in on the new tickets, it's not just green. It's like lime. Is it like lime green around the like regular green?
No, it's funny you say that. It's black. Black is the inside, but the green makes it look, a little different.
Dude,
It is.
like again, I'm blind, but if like now I'm like right up against it. But when I sit where I normally sit, I would have said that the record is written in green, and then there's like a lime green around it, like a Sprite can kind of thing.
And then also we do like just for behind the scenes. The other one, stroke, is one. I made this stroke two a little bit more pop with the green. You know, you got to show off the green. Your green ticket, you want to show off the green.
I don't know what you mean by the stroke. The only stroke I know is Billy Squire. Billy Squire. Big Billy Squire fan. They say that the video he did for Rock Me Tonight, that killed his career. Because he was a rocker. And then he did this video where he's alone in a bedroom and he's like, it's like, I don't know if it was before Footloose or after Footloose, but he's doing like these Footloose moves by himself, dancing by himself all over a bedroom. I'm a Billy Squire guy. Like, and then people say I'm a music snob. I love Billy Squire. I'm not afraid to admit it.
Not quite familiar.
I don't remember how we got on Billy Squire. Oh, the stroke.
I don't really know what you're talking about right
Your
now.
dad
Yeah.
definitely knows that song.
Yes, he knows
Ask
all the stuff
Pops.
we talk about.
Ask Pops today, if you don't mind, if he likes Billy Squire and thinks Billy Squire got a raw deal from the MTV. I think he got a raw deal from the MTV. Second down. Josh Allen to throw a pick, and Josh Allen not to score 31 points tonight with the Buffalo Bills. Look, I'm not going to go, like, Houston's defense is awesome. I'm going to save some of the numbers for another play I have on them, but let's just say Houston gives up 16.7 points per game. Houston's defense is even better at home, and Buffalo are homers. They score almost 30 a game at home. They struggle to score 22 a game on the road. So there's that aspect of it. Josh Allen faced Houston last year. Might have been his worst game since his rookie year, Beltway Ben. 9 of 30 for 131 yards. He did not throw a pick in that game, but I went back and rewatched his throws on True Media. They charged Houston with one dropped interception. I think you could have said they dropped two. 4% of his throws in that game were interception worthy. How's Houston's secondary? 29 interceptions in 27 games played since the start of last year, Beltway Ben. That's best in the NFL. 10 interceptions in 10 games this year. And again, the numbers are even better when they're at home. Number one secondary in the NFL 2 years running. Like, since the start of 2024, Beltway Ben, they're allowing a 58% completion percentage. They're number one in opposer passer rating allowed. Josh Allen, his turnover-worthy throws have spiked lately. He's thrown a pick in 5 of his last 7. He's thrown 2 interceptions or more in 2 of his last 5 games, and he's thrown 3 picks in his last 4 road games. I think he's going to be under some pressure tonight. I think he's going to try to do too much, as he tends to do when they can't get their offense rolling on the road. I think he's good for a pick tonight, maybe even 2. Don't sleep on this Houston defense. They are legit.
Yep, we'll stay there with you talking about Houston's defense and how legit they are. We're gonna go with James Cook under 74.5 rushing yards at -1 or -112. If somebody like could take how many unders I've given out on the season since we started One Bet almost 6 months ago,
It's not a lot.
It's probably you can count on 2 hands. I mean,
I'd set the over-under at 5.5.
Yeah,
Over-unders. Oh, that
Yeah.
You've gone under.
yeah, and I would probably take the under, another under
Yeah.
there.
I'd
But
probably
no,
take the under, too.
I don't take many unders. I don't enjoy it. It's not how I've played things. Like all game long,
It's a
I'm
different
worried.
kind of sweat.
Yes,
it's a
and
different
all
kind of
game I'm like, am I going to lose this? How can I still lose this? I like being able to cash in the third quarter. Now,
Yes.
there is some value in the unders, and you should definitely, I suggest you playing them. It's just not how I've played a lot of props when I do play things. I love James Cook under 74.5 rushing yards here. Texans defense, 66.9% success rate against a run since week 5. That is the best in the NFL. They're top 3 in EPA against a run since that time. They've been good all year. Now, James Cook's under this in 4 games. It was the Ravens week 1. They were down 3 scores for the majority of the second half, playing from behind. He wasn't running there. New England, top 5 run defense. Miami, weird game. They were down 3 scores in that one from the jump too. Weird situation. And then Tampa Bay, they also top 5 run defense. So you look at 3 of the best run defenses they faced all year. He's gone under. And then 2 games where you have them getting blown out and they're having to play from behind. Now, I don't know that they're getting blown out by Houston. I think it'll be a pretty tight game. Josh Allen's going to be trying to make some hero plays. He'll be throwing the football a lot, and I think he could use his legs a little bit here, but I'm not so much buying that James Cook's going to be able to with how good this run defense is and how good they've been all season long. D'Amico Ryans, when he leads defenses, they're physical, they tackle, they do a lot of things well. And they have the guys up front. They have a solid secondary. They're not getting beat. It's not one big run and a lot of short runs. They've been very damn good against the run as a whole. I do expect them to bottle him up around the line of scrimmage. We could see some more Ty Johnson. They like to work their other running backs in. I know it's some in the passing game, but here and there they'll have handoffs to the other guys. Could they get him involved in the passing game a little bit? Maybe, but that Houston team's good against the pass with running backs as well. So I do like James Cook under 74.5 rushing yards at -112.
I mentioned during my recent slump that I looked at some different ways to do things differently, and I did invest in BetQL, an analytics company, access to their computer models on everything. And I'm using it to cross-check some things. And I didn't fade James Cook, but I almost did. And I can tell you, their model has him way under the 75. And they do have him getting 19 carries. It's not like they've got game script where he doesn't touch the ball. Way under 75. Again, not a paid endorsement. I have given BetQL $300. This is just me talking as someone who has gone through some ish lately and is trying to find ways to put more checks and balances in place. So there you go. We keeps it real around here. Let's keep piggybacking off of this game, Beltway Ben. Third down for me. Give me the Texans plus 7.5 and this game to go under 49 points at plus 125. Look, the Texans are live for me to win this game. Did I sprinkle on them at plus 240 on the money line? I did. Why is this a dead under game for me? And again, we're moving it up to 49 to try to be safe. But, well, Houston's games this year averaged 38.3 points. That's lowest in the NFL. They're 7-3 to the under this year. Those games are going under by almost a field goal a game. What happens when Houston's at home? Well, Houston is 10-2-1 to the under at home since the start of last season. Those games average 41.5 points. Buffalo on the road. How's that go for them? Well, they scored 13 against Miami. They scored 14 against Atlanta. They scored 30 against the lowly Jets, Beltway Ben. But if you recall that game, they blew them out the first 3 possessions, basically. And so that was a weird game. I mentioned earlier they struggle to score 23 a game on the road versus pushing 30 at home. I don't believe that the Texans are going to have all those missed tackles like Tampa. And you guys know I was on Tampa last week. I don't think there's going to be explosives for Buffalo because there haven't been pretty much all year. And I think they're going to struggle just to run Cook. That's why we're on Josh Allen. I think he's going to have to run a lot in this game. Look, Davis Mills, as long as he doesn't F this up, I think Houston stays in this game. I think Houston can bully the Bills a little bit at the line of scrimmage because, well, everybody does. And if they run their offense through Woody Marks and then set up Collins in the slot, I think they're going to have success, at least keeping this game close. Again, do we think the Texans, are they very live for us? They are. We're going to take it up to 7.5 anyway. You want to play it at the standard number 6? I got you. I've done it. But you can get plus 125 by saying you need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to beat me, and we need 49 points to lose.
Third down, I'm going right back to this guy. The more you look at this matchup and how things have gone and where they're at, I just like him running the football a lot tonight. We're going to go Woody Marks, 80-plus rushing yards, plus 210. We're on his regular number that we gave out yesterday. We're also on him for rushing and receiving just in case they do have to check it down to him a few times. I think he's going to go over both numbers in a big way. The Bills, 56.2 success rate against the run since week 5. That is bottom 10 in the NFL. Their defensive rush EPA is bottom 3 in the NFL. You see a lot of big plays against them. I talked about it yesterday. Talked about all the running backs and the success that they've had between Sean Tucker, Rico Dowdle, even though they got blown out. Bijan, we've seen all of it. Now, Houston has definitely come around to the fact he's got to be more involved. I think this is the young backs, kind of spark game, the game where everybody starts talking about him. People are quietly talking about him. We hear it on Twitter. We see it a lot of different places. Woody Marks is starting to really come alive in these fantasy leagues, and people who've picked him up and have stashed him for a little while are really starting to enjoy what they're seeing. But for me, for now, if Houston wants any chance of winning this game, they're not done. It's not like the Raiders the other night where they have no shot. They're right in the push for the playoffs, and when you're in that spot and you don't have your quarterback one, let the young back eat a lot of carries and do what he can. We see the explosiveness. He's given them much more of a jolt than Nick Chubb has, and I know They wanted Chubb to look like it was a smart move and to make it work. Where they are right now, Woody Marks has got to be RB1, and I fully expect him to be against a really bad Bills run defense. Nothing changes. They can load the box. In the games where we've seen them load the box this season, they've gotten beat on the long run, which for an 80-plus rushing yard prop, one long run will probably cash with that because he's going to have 30-plus outside of the 150-yard run if he does have a big one like that. So I do like his longest rush, which we'll get to in a little bit. I like him on the ground in a lot of different ways, but for here, we're taking him at 80-plus rushing yards at plus 210.
The Woodman. I love it. Hey, he comes through tonight, Beltway, Ben. He starts a Hall of Fame campaign.
He's
for the
carving
second
his
6 months
face.
of this show.
Oh, yes.
He had the opportunity being afforded to Woody Marks tonight to not only save the Texans season, which would be secondary, to firmly establishing himself as perhaps someone to beat in the second Hall of Fame class. If that doesn't fire him up, Beltway, Ben, nothing will.
Nothing, not a single thing will. If that doesn't get you right,
I'm gonna bite a lobster for you tonight.
Yes, we could probably send him a lobster if he cashes. We'll
That's for
have
you,
the
Woody.
gambling NFL thing, but
Yeah, probably best we don't. 4th and short. I'm not going to make this all long-winded. So you know I'm on the game under in a bunch of different ways. We're going to play the first half under, and we're going to pay a little juice on it and get it up to 135 and go minus 160. Like, this is one I almost gave it out yesterday. You don't know how these things are going to move. You could have got it at this number at minus 135 yesterday. I probably should have given it out. I don't remember what I had in 4th down yesterday. I'm sure it was brilliant or not. But again, we're always trying to weigh how we do this. Maybe at some point in time, again, there'll be another different clearinghouse for everything we've wagered, but we're trying to maximize return here. So look, Houston scored 96 points in the first half this season. That's 7th fewest in the NFL. They've also allowed just 82 points in the first half. That's 2nd best in the NFL. Buffalo is 20th in the NFL in scoring on the road in the first half. 46 points. They average 10 points per first half on the road. The defense also shows up early in these games. They tend to wilt when the volume of run gets after them, and they don't have any shit-kicking two-gappers to stop the run, and then you wear them down in the second half. In the first half on the road, they've allowed just 43 points. That's 6th best in the NFL. I don't think Davis Mills is coming out, chucking it all over the place, trying to throw them to an early lead. I think it's about establishing marks early. So, look, do I like it at the 21.5? That's the standard number. I do. There could be a lot of field goals in this game, but we're going to go the 23.5 Spotifyers and Apple Bottoms minus 160. First half under.
I'm going to go with 2 plays that we do like here for tonight. Same football game. One's 4th and short, one's 4th and long. We can start with the 4th and short because we have the graphic there. First quarter for Khalil Shakir. We like his regular receiving yards. I like him basically here to catch one pass, which is 7.5 yards. For Shakir, could they throw him a screen here or there and maybe he finishes with 4? Like possibly. But I think it's going to be a quick hitter across the middle on a slant, something like that, and let Shakir run with some open space in front of him. He's faster than a lot of guys in that Houston secondary. He's a difference maker. With Josh Allen already being without Kincaid and Keon Coleman having the off-the-field stuff go on and whatever that is, I do think Shakir gets targeted early and often. This could be 2 receptions in the first quarter, but I think he can go over this with just 1 catch, and we've seen him do it enough. Now, I told you guys we were going to be on Woody Marks a lot of different ways. Maybe we could do a yellow card, but I'm pretty confident in him tonight. I think when you attack the Bills' run defense, not enough people talk about how bad their run defense is because they've been able to win games, but once they start losing, it'll be a lot more of a conversation. Now, I like his longest rush over 13.5 yards at minus 122. Paying a little bit of juice here, that's fine. He's over this in 2 of his last 4, and in the one that he went under, it was 12 yards. He can get to that second element of the Bills defense. I think he's going to break one for a long one. Like I said earlier, like this could be a 50-plus yard run because we've seen a lot of different running backs do it against Buffalo this season. And when you have how light they are up front, the poor tackling they have in the secondary, guys diving at legs regularly, safeties who really don't want to be anywhere near the tackles, I do like Woody Marks to go over his longest rush. I think he'll have a lot of volume. I think we'll see a ton of carries for him. And I like him to go over the longest rush of 13.5 yards.
Let's go, Woody. We are very aligned on Woody Marks, but today I got to say our backdrops are not super aligned.
No. Maybe.
No.
I can't really adjust that.
No, don't mess with it. Don't mess with it. Overtime. Quarterback parlay, Beltway Ben. Give me Drake May, Patty Mahomes, Jared Goff, and my guy Jacoby Brissett, each to throw 2 or more passing touchdowns. That'll get you plus 578 Apple Bottoms and Spotify's. Look, Drake May, Cincinnati's allowed 25 passing touchdowns this season, most in the NFL. Maybe Burrow comes back and plays, and there's even more reason to keep throwing the football. May didn't throw 2 against the Jets. He easily could have. And again, that was a game where I really felt like Josh McDaniels' second half didn't keep pedal to the metal. I think against Cincinnati, a non-divisional game, and Cincinnati's offense can go off and will probably test New England's defense more than most opponents have. I just like him to do something that he's done quite often this year, throw for 2 touchdowns. The early weather report did not look crazy for that one. Patty Mahomes, not so good on the road, but at home, well, he's got 3 straight games where he's thrown 3 passing touchdowns or more at home. They've scored, the Chiefs have 28 points or more in 4 straight home games. And that Colts defense, if you just look at the overall numbers, you might say, well, they're pretty good. Well, they've really only faced, for me, 3 real quarterbacks this year. Herbert, Nix, and Stafford. They all threw for 3 or more passing touchdowns against them. Beltway, Ben. So there's that. Yeah, I just think it's a good matchup. Jared Goff at home against the Giants defense that sucks. I think he's good to do it. He does it at home pretty much all the time. He's thrown 2 or more in 3 of his last 4 games. He's thrown 10 passing touchdowns in his 4 home games. Yeah. And then Jacoby Brissett. Look, he's got 5 straight games with 2 passing touchdowns and 250 total yards, or passing yards or more. Jacksonville has allowed 21 passing touchdowns in 10 games this season. What happens when the Jags leave the friendly confines of Duval? Well, including games played in London, Beltway Ben. 16 passing touchdowns in 5 games played outside of Jacksonville. So 5 road or neutral games. 16 passing touchdowns allowed in those 5 games. Arizona can't really run the ball. Had a lot of injuries to the running back position. And Jacoby's trying to, stave off Kyler Murray, and I think he will. I like Jacoby at home against that defense, the throw for 2. That could be a little bit of a shootout game. So, again, all those guys, May, Mahomes, Goff, Brissett, sounds like a great law firm to me, plus 578.
We're going to go with 2 NFL parlays that we like for tonight. That's TBD.
TBD4.
Yeah, well,
I think they competed with CB4 in a wrap-off back in the day.
Is this TBD? Oh, there we go.
Ask your dad about CB4. I bet he probably hadn't seen CB4.
He knows about everything you talk about.
Yeah?
Maybe
he knows. Maybe he. Are you writing this down? CB4.
And what's it?
Billy
stroke,
Squire.
What's the stroke guy? No, what's the
Billy
stroke
Squire.
guy?
Billy Squire.
He'll definitely know. Again,
He definitely knows Billy. He 1,000,000,000,000% knows Billy Squire. CB4, I say 58% no.
He always laughs.
As in he doesn't know.
When he listens to the radio, he always laughs because you guys will bring something up, and he knows that he knows it, and he knows that I'm just going to shake my head and be like, I could care less, don't have any idea. Yeah. But we are going with 2 parlays for tonight's game. One small one, the plus 100, something right around there that we usually give out just to cash, and then the pretty big one. Woody Marks 50+ rushing yards, Khalil Shakir 25+ receiving yards, and Tyrell Shavers 5+ receiving yards plus 107. If you would have told me week 1 that Tyrell Shavers would be in a plus 100 for me at some point this year, I would have told you were crazy. But Josh
I didn't know who he was in week 1. I got to be honest with you.
Josh
I didn't know who he was until he killed me on Sunday when I had the box.
Yeah, that was brutal. But they like going his way for whatever reason. He's making big plays. He's not a guy that's going to catch a 3-yard pass and be done. If he's going to catch the football, it's going to be for more than 5 yards. So we're throwing that in. Basically 1 reception for Shavers. I already talked about Shakir. I don't see him going under 25. And then Woody Marks 50+ rushing yards. Again, plus 107. I don't see.
I'm shaving myself, Ben.
I like that.
Let me shave you down. There's so many ways to shave you.
That's good.
The shave man. Hey, if this cashes,
Yeah,
that's got some legs.
I think we
And
have
some
a
hair,
lot more stock
I guess.
in Woody Marks-Knight than we do Tyrell Shavers. If Shavers,
Yeah, but come on.
if Shavers'
I mean,
5
I love
receiving
the
yards is the
name.
one thing that screws us
Dude,
tonight, I'll be
like
perfectly.
I'm thinking of like a fuzzy set of like shears, like a fuzzy set of like scissors.
For our 1-5.
You think they make fuzzy stuffed scissors? Easy for me to say. Probably.
I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, they make.
You don't think they do? I bet they do.
It might. They might.
Through the course of this show, I've come to find out they make pretty much everything.
Yeah, they
gotta
do.
Get a haircut.
If you're willing to pay, they will do whatever for you.
Yep.
But here
Is this
we're gonna go.
Look at that. Want some armpit action? Bada bing. It's an old shirt. This shirt's older than you, I bet. What year were you born?
They won, right? 2001.
They won 5-1. That's why I'm representing. You were born in 2001.
Yes.
When? I got this shirt
June 16th, 2001.
and probably 2001.
11:11 a.m. 11:11 a.m.
I got to look up U.S. World Cup qualifier against Jamaica. You know what? It was. I think it was exactly 1 month after 9/11. So it was October of 01. I was covering a U.S. World Cup qualifier for the Washington Post in Foxborough, the old stadium. I think it was. Yeah, it had to be the old stadium. And the U.S. won. I want to say 2-1, and basically clinched qualification for the 02 World Cup. So you and this shirt are the same age. So that's pretty good for just that little hole. No. Here's the big one. Wait a minute. There's the big one. I was like, wait a minute. One of these is pretty bad. And then I was like, I wonder if I could do the whole show without showing everybody my armpits.
Well,
and I couldn't.
We made it to overtime. Just overtime. Guys,
Sam's Army on the back. Not that American Outlaws newcomer bullshit. Sam's Army. Old school.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm sorry.
Proud this shirt. Made a long way. But no. Woody Marks, 80-plus rushing yards, an anytime touchdown, plus 362. I like him for 80-plus. We gave it out as a regular play. If he gets 80-plus rushing yards, at some point he's got to find his way in the end zone. Like, that means it's a lot of volume.
He better.
A lot of touches. And at some point there's a big run to get him there. I think he's going to score a touchdown. I like the 80-plus rushing yards, plus 362 here.
This is basically we've dedicated 2 days of shows pretty much to Woody Marks.
Yes. And
you would know better than me. Is this the most loaded we've been on one person in the history of this show combined?
Do we card ourselves for this? How does this? Do we get carded?
I think by about 10:45 tonight, we'll have a much better idea.
He's got 4 carries for 16 yards. We'll be pretty pissed.
I feel like this is the most leveraged we've ever been on one dude in one spot.
I can't push back. I can't remember a time. And
this is way beyond Camila Cardoza territory, and me just auto stamping like.
Well, it's not usual that both of us like a guy like that. You know what I mean? We usually give out different things, but this has been like one guy that we both just kind of hammered. Because, I mean, when you look at the matchup, it makes sense. Like, it's the research says.
The research says. Well, wait, Ben, what does the research say about how we've done on this here show? Tomorrow will be exactly half a year since we launched. There you go. Shoot us an email, wannabetwithus@gmail.com. Tell us, this is like one of those things. Maybe we could go viral, Ben. We clip this and we ask people what color does the word record? Like, what color is that to you?
I'm not sure if that one.
You know how people see colors differently? Have you seen any of those things? Like, remember that girl's dress? Remember that thing with the dress? And
how about people comment? I don't know that. Like, it's like that. Like, the dress was straight up either white and gold or blue and black. This one is straight up either black or dark green. Like, it's like navy blue, black. You know what I mean? It's like that thing. So if it looked like yellow and red for some people, that would be good for the discussion. But
yeah, well, we'll see. Maybe again, Ryan, I was going to read Ryan's email. Oh, we did get an email from Ryan. So real quick story time. Ryan Mills asks, for the Spotifyers and Apple bottoms, how long do you have to listen for the corporate overlords to notice and count it as a, like, rating or whatever? I think, Ben, like, if you were to enjoy this show and want to support us by going to Spotify, subscribing, or Apple Podcast, and then every day when you're driving home, even if you've already watched the show, like you could just have it on your phone playing and you could have it muted, right? You could have no sound. So, it doesn't bother you one way or the other. And then you listen to the radio driving home, but you have us running in the background for a half hour.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. No, yeah.
They don't know.
Also,
corporate overlords don't know if you listened or not.
Also, yes, no, that's true. We did have Mike Fuentes, who comments a lot on our YouTube, loyal listener. He said, Woody Marks banned if he has a bad night, ? Absolutely. Absolutely. If Woody Marks comes out and is nothing, he's got to be banned.
I'm partial to him, but hey, the viewers we trust.
It depends. If it's on him, then he's banned.
Like
but
if he fumbles away a bunch of drives and then gets benched. I don't even want to put that mojo out there, but I guess I just did.
If he has 10 to 15 carries.
Dude, if this is a Nick Chubb game, then I think D'Amico Ryan, whoever their offense, we can't blame what's his face anymore. We can't blame Slowick.
Kaylee.
Yeah. Hey, we're thinking positive thoughts around here. I'm going to bite the lobster again as an antidote. Okay, tomorrow at noon. My only other concern is I'm going to have everybody home from college by this time tomorrow. That shouldn't mess up an Ethernet connection, though, right? If they're all on their phones and stuff.
No, I don't think.
Shouldn't mess that up,
right?
On
the tech side, but I don't think it will.
Yeah. So
if it does, you could call over Charlie, see if he could help.
Yeah. That'd be good. I don't know if I'd survive that. All right, that's the show. Tomorrow at noon, Saturday, depends on Mateo's basketball schedule. We'll keep you posted. Thank you guys for tuning in and betting with us. We'll see you tomorrow.